Hey guys, welcome back to the full AJ. AJ here. Like just over 5.5 weeks from having my hip replaced, so that's why there hasn't been any content. Not doing anything saddle hunting related today, diversifying my bonds, plus it's spring, so turkey season's right around the corner. So today I'm going to go over some practical modifications for the shotgun that I purchased. Last year I purchased a CZ 712 utility shotgun, and this stock right here is absolute garbage. When I try to wrap my thumb around, you see that little fin right there blocking it. It's super uncomfortable. Plus, you know, sitting like this waiting for a turkey is not the most comfortable in general. So I went out and I scoured the internet looking for any information on a different stock that I could put on there on this shotgun, and I found one post on Reddit, or one thread on Reddit with literally like 3 posts. It was somebody saying, hey, I'm going to try this stock out, somebody asking if they tried it, and then them saying yes, and it worked. So haven't found any other information out there. I wanted to kind of show you what I've got going on and run you through the basic setup. So the tools that you're going to need for removal of the stock, the OEM, Original Equipment Manufacturer stock on the CZ712 is a Phillips head screwdriver to get the recoil pad off. You have a Phillips up top and a Phillips down low. You can see on the bottom of mine, you can see the Phillips there on the top one, but there was some over molding going on, so it took me a little bit to figure out, looking through the manuals, what it was. Just shove the Phillips head in there and start unscrewing. Next thing that you're going to need is a 15mm socket, and I've got a double extension, and that removes the super long bolt that holds the stock onto the shotgun. I'm going to go ahead and show you clear. Chamber's clear, shotgun's clear. Super simple, 3 bolts to take out. The stock that I purchased to go on here as a replacement stock is the ATI T3. So I know the T2 used to fit on the 712 utility and the 712 Sport or something like that, but there's no information, and even ATI on their website, they don't say that it actually fits the 712, the CZ 712. So in it, you're going to get all sorts of fun doodads, bolts, accessories, and whatnot. And you're going to find the adapter that fits the CZ712. It looks like so. And they all look fairly similar, so you might have to just look and put it on. But the way it goes on, it's fairly simple. What makes it even more simple is they give you these cool little pieces of paper called instructions. If you're a dude like me, you don't read them, you just figure it out. So you figure out which one of these fits on. On the actual pistol grip handle, they give you a bit of foam with some tape on the inside to put on there to cover the trigger well and make sure it adapts properly. And then you've got the whole buttstock portion itself with the cheek riser. They give you different nuts to insert. Nuts. Where the hell did I have to insert the nut? Oh. It was in that portion. So in the buttstock, in the front there, there's a square nut that fits in and allows you to bolt into there. And then on the cheek riser itself, on the inside where the 2 bolts go, you have to put the nuts in there as well. I'm not taking the cheek riser off. You can figure it out. If not, you can learn how to read the instructions. So what you're going to do is you're going to put the adapter plate on the back there and push that on so it fits nice and tight. It's a good little fit there. And then you're going to take this long fat bolt with a washer on there, a lock washer, and you're going to feed that through the back of the pistol grip, remove the dog hair, and that's going to take a 6mm wrench. So get it in, find out where it goes, and then just start bolting it in. Start screwing. Once it starts to get a little tighter, I then switch to the smaller end and get it nice and snug in there. I'll push some of this foam in to just make it a little bit nicer in terms of aesthetics. but that does nothing in terms of function. It's literally just the aesthetics of not having the foam bulge out so much. So get that on there nice and tight. And then you've got your pistol grip semi-auto shotgun. You don't have that, you've got to finish putting it together. The next thing that you're going to do, and this is where it's tricky because in the instructions it doesn't tell you that you're going to actually need this tool. It just tells you you're going to need the Allen keys. Back up. For these bolts on here, they are 2mm Allen keys that you use for the cheek riser. So what you're going to do next is on the bottom, you've got the nut that you inserted in there, and you've got the hole, and that's going to match up with the blocking plate on the bottom here. So you're going to slide that in. It's a nice tight fit, which is good. That means it's not going to wiggle around on you. And you're going to make sure that hole lines up nice. And then you're going to take the rough... Oh, where were we? Ah, crap. I already lost it. No, I didn't. There it is. Longer bolt. And it looks like it's got an Allen key on there. I don't know if you can see that, if that's going to zoom in. It looks like it's got an Allen key on there, but I went both metric and standard on this, and it didn't fit. So what did fit, though, was a T10 Torx drive. That bites in there real nice. Get it going, and then just send her home. Come on. If you got a better tool set than I do, this will take you a little bit less time. But you work with what you got, right? So that is in there, and it is hand tightened. And then the last step that you're going to do for this thing to be complete, you know, except for putting the cheek riser on, which I did after I put it together, you can do it before, whatever, is you're going to actually take the back of the pistol grip, and that's going to slide on, and there's going to be a Phillips head, rough screw in there. And that basically just covers everything, makes it a little bit nicer. And it just slides right in. It's a little tight. Again, that's nice. I like those tight tolerances. Goes in, screw goes in the front of the pistol grip. You take your Phillips head and you tighten it down and get it hand tight. Hand tight, that's in there nice and good. And now you've got yourself a really nice shotgun that you can sit all day and just wait for the birds. Two other modifications that I did on this thing. I'm not a big fan of the single bead, especially the one that comes on here. It's just a white bead. So I went ahead and I got Trueglo, I think they were the Gobbler Pro adhesive stick-on sights. So just like pistol sights, you got two green in the back and one in the front. On this CZ712, the width of the rail, you're going to want to leave 1 millimeter of space on each side of both the front sight and the rear sight, and that's going to set you up nice. I have the cheek riser set probably about 2/3 of the way down to the bottom for my body, and what that does is that allows me to get right on target there, and though that front bead is right in the center of those two back beads there, and that's really nice. Last thing that I did for both practical turkey hunting applications as well as potential home defense situations or just, you know, tactical situations is I made myself a shotgun placard. I've got a sewing machine and I can do it, but I put a piece of adhesive tape on here with the loop side of the Velcro on here, and I took the hook side of the Velcro, which now has a bunch of dog hair on the bottom, sewed some 550 cord and some elastic on there, and that just sticks right on there, and I've got 4 shells. So I can just go, I'm ready to rock and roll. I can load this in my state. I can just load this up in my gun case, throw it in the truck, and drive to where I'm going, and then I've already got 4 shells ready to rock and roll. I can load them in the tube and I can go hunting. In a self-defense situation, I could put my buckshot, my slug, whatever, dragon's breath, all of the above. You could do like dragon's breath, buckshot, and then slugs, like whatever you want. You know, the world is your oyster, as they say. But basically just made myself a nice little placard to be able to go on here. Doesn't move around and allows me to be able to load nice and easy if I wanted to. Those are my modifications on the CZ712 that I got for turkey season this year. If you own a CZ712, I mean, they're relatively inexpensive shotguns. At least they were last year, and I think they still are. They're right around the $550 price range. Another $125 or so for that ATI stock, and I believe it was like $24.95 for those sights. So for under $700, you know, and CZ is a good quality gun, right? You know, you got yourself a nice, relatively lightweight, short-barreled woods hunting turkey gun. Now that I am more or less recovered from the hip surgery, I'm also going to be putting more of that saddle hunting content out if that's what you want as well. Once we get some nice weather, I'm thinking next week, there's a couple of days, I'll bring the camera out and I'll show me patterning some of these. I just picked up some of the Federal 3rd degree stuff with the 5.67 shot, so we're going to see how that works versus some of the other turkey loads that I've got. At $30, $35 a pop for 5 rounds, I'm hoping to only shoot 2 of these, so that way I can save the rest of them to shoot a turkey, but we all know how that is right now with turkey hunting season, the ammo being a little bit more expensive. So I'm going to still do some patterning. I don't want to give any more birds haircuts like I did last year. I want to actually get them. Hope you guys enjoyed this content. Like and subscribe if you did. I'm going to be getting back to putting more of these videos out there. Turkey season's here for some people, and for others like myself, it starts in a couple weeks. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you later.